Alright folks, I'm back, and this time, hopefully, you can hear me. I apologize so much for last game showing up with my mic muted. Amateur rookie mistake, and I made it. But, what do you do? Anyways, getting into this game right here, we will be underway in just a second. Teams are loading in right now, and we should be heading back to the game. Here we go. You can get rid of my ugly mug, and back to the game. So, this game, the way it works here in the UGC League, we play a best of 2, and in the first game, the home team gets to select whether they would like to take the first pick or whether they would like to take a side selection. In the first game, I will purchase Perseverance was the home team and did select to take the first pick. Maybe Win 1 opted to take Radiant, and so that was how the game was played. And in this game, the exact same selections were made in the exact reverse order. So maybe Win 1 was given the choice, they decided to take the side selection and chose Radiant, and I will purchase Perseverance took the first pick. So we'll be getting into this game much the same as we started the last game, with teams on the same side as well as with the exact same pick order. So I will purchase Perseverance, has banned out the Faceless Void and the Death, and maybe Win 1 has banned out the Death Prophet. Also looking very similar to the last bans, except for the Razor. The Razor was not banned out in the last game, and instead it was the, who was it? It was the Terrorblade, the Faceless Void, the Death Prophet, and one other. I can't remember. I think it was Doom. Might have been Doom. But anyways, adapting a little bit, they get rid of the Razor, and they get rid of the Viper. So Viper not going to make an appearance in this game, as he worked out very, very well for maybe Win 1 last game. Their aggressive tri-lane paid off and paid massive dividends for them as they started out that game. And, they just kind of won every lane and steamrolled from there. I mean, that was it. The Tidehunter versus the Quap did not work out. And, that was it. So, anyways, Terrorblade going to get picked up here by I will purchase Perseverance, so I'm looking forward to seeing this. Terrorblade has been very, very potent in competitive play, and, I mean, he's just a strong hero all around. His biggest weakness, though, is his laning phase, and he is not a very, very aggressive hero. Well, he's aggressive, but he doesn't fight well early on due to his low HP pool. He's got one of the lowest HP pools in the game. However, he does have 7 armor. So if you're just flanking at him with little auto attacks from like a ranged offlaner, he's not going to care too much. You need to get in there with some magic damage and burst him down really quickly. So an aggro lane, kind of like we saw from maybe last game, with a Skywrath with a Earthshaker, would dish out the kind of damage you're looking for. But we'll see if they do go for the Earthshaker again. I have a feeling we might see another support that might do a little bit more burst damage. Perhaps something like a Bane or
Earthshaker.
Alright, Earthshaker again. That's it. Going with what's comfortable, going with what works, and I don't blame them for it whatsoever. And I do believe that they will go aggressive again, because Skywrath is so good against Terrorblade. I mean, like I said, that high armor counts for nothing against Skywrath. Absolutely nothing. But Witch Doctor is going to get picked up by I will purchase Perseverance, and I do like this pick. It helps them stave off that tri-lane, because the Cask is just so annoying against a good handful of heroes, and Voodoo Restoration, of course, will help to keep Terrorblade alive through all of this harass. So I think that's a good pickup here. We'll see what they go for as we head into the banning phase, though. We've got that coming up underway here in just a mere moment. Both teams still sitting on a really hefty amount of reserve time, so they can do as they please with that. Oh hey, the wrong overlay.
Radiant team ban.
Anyways, Queen of Pain actually banned out by Perseverance, so fearful of the last game where that Queen of Pain was picked up for the solo safe, and I mean, rightfully so. I mean, if you're gonna go aggro, why not put a Queen of Pain on the solo safe? I mean, there's a lot of farm for her, and I can't think of a single hero that she doesn't beat out in lane. I mean, that is Queen of Pain's specialty, is just winning the lane and ganking. So, anyways, Tidehunter banned out by maybe Win 1, so just kind of banning out each other's off lanes from the last game. And the Brewmaster is gone as well, so I really like that ban. The Brewmaster, very potent, great at fighting early, and he's fantastic for shutting down hard farming heroes like that Terrorblade. So they get rid of that. Doom is out of the pool as well, and we're going to be heading back into the second phase of picks here in just a moment. Swig back some water there. You talk enough, and your throat starts to get a little bit dry, especially since I was munching on those chocolate-covered almonds between the games, man. Almonds, so good. so good, but they hurt your throat so bad.
10
They're like little
seconds
razor
remaining.
blades, little tasty, delicious, chocolate-covered razor
Dire
blades.
team pick.
I love it. Anyways, Silencer. Silencer going to be picked up by maybe Win One here, and you know, I'm very curious to see if this is going to be placed in the aggro try with the Skywrath and the Earthshaker. Last game they played in a ranged hero with an orb, and Silencer kind of fills much the same role. He's not quite the same as Viper, but I think you get where I'm going with this, is that you get the range, you get the harass, you get the magic damage,
10
and just try to shut
seconds
him
remaining.
down. Terrorblade doesn't exactly have spammable abilities. I mean, the most spammable
5
he has
seconds
is,
remaining.
I believe it's his W, the mirror image, the conjure image.
Reserve
The conjure image,
time.
and that's what is that on cooldown? That's like a 8-second cooldown, 16-second cooldown, a fat cooldown, my friends. Yeah. So the Silencer would work fantastically against him, as once you get a couple levels in Curse of the Silent or Last Word, the Terrorblade is going to take massive amounts of damage, and there's nothing he can do about it. I'll purchase Perseverance, looking towards their next pickup here. I'm curious to see how they're going to counter this. Silencer cuts off a lot of the hero pool. He's kind of like Rubik in the fact that once you see it in a draft, you have to draft around it. You cannot just say, we're going to ignore it and hope for the best. I mean, you just can't draft some of those heavy combo heroes, and you know, the heroes that really require their big abilities in fights. Things like the Tide Hunter, things like the you know, Queen of Pain, Death Prophet, etc. It just doesn't work. And they're going to go for Jakiro. Like I said, the last game, he's a fantastic support and he works out well. And it didn't work out too well for him last game, but you know, if they're comfortable with it, they can run it again. And I think this is going to be a very safe lane. They're going to have a lot of stuns available. They're going to be able to keep that Terrorblade in farming fit condition. However, if this is an aggro try already right here that like I mentioned, I'm not sure how it's going to work out, man. That's very, very scary. But
10
we'll see.
seconds remaining.
Perhaps they just run that mid and they look for another hero for their
remaining.
tri lane, but after seeing last game and seeing the Terrorblade pick up already,
Reserve
I have a hard time
time.
believing that Team Perseverance will not be
Dire
facing an aggro
team
try.
pick.
Weaver going to get picked up here by maybe Win One, so I think this is probably going to be the solo safe hero. He is very good in a 1v1 scenario, and so whoever gets thrown down towards that bottom lane will be in for a world of hurt from that Weaver. What you really have to do to shut down a Weaver is just get a couple heroes on him, run a tri-lane against him, and make sure you have Dust and Sentries at the go, ready to pounce on him. But the Undying, the Dirge, alright, so this is a little different. I'm curious to see how they're going to work this out. Perhaps they put the Undying in the safe lane to try to combat this potential aggro try. Undying is very good at dealing with a lot of heroes and getting into just early scrappy fights. I mean, that is his specialty.
5
Strip health away,
seconds
gives it to
remaining.
himself, and then slows everybody down and just
Dire
beats the
team
crap out of them.
ban.
So I think the Undying is going to have a lot of potential to be run in that mid lane or in that tri lane rather, and maybe send Terrorblade towards the mid or towards a solo off lane. I mean, he's not going to get the same farm as he would there, but I think if you're in a heavily contested lane like you were last game, you're just not going to find the farm. And we saw that evidence last game with the Spectre pickup. She just did not work out because she couldn't find the farm. That was it.
Reserve time.
Templar Assassin banned out by maybe Win One, so fearing the TA just a little bit, realizing they don't have all that much damage over time that can really break those refraction charges. So they're going to get rid of that, fearing the mid TA just a little bit, and yeah, we'll see what the response is here from I Will Purchase Perseverance. They get rid of the Ember Spirit. Very good ban out there, in my opinion. Maybe Win One is still missing potentially a mid hero or potentially the aggro tri hero, and you know, Ember worked well for them last game, very well indeed. He you know, he won out his lane, moved around the map quickly, ganked, and caused a lot of trouble. So. Where's that last pick here? We'll see what's happening.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Oh man. I was in a chat channel with a bunch of other casters, and I was making fun of one of the other guys, and he said, "Anyone want to cast with me?" And I said, "No, no one wants to cast with you." And somebody said, "I'd cast with you, but I need a little bit more experience casting." And you know, somebody else chimed in and said, "Nah, don't worry, he's not all that good." And I was like, "Yeah, man, he's like the insta pick pudge mid of the casting world. He's a noob." And he just laughed at me and told him that he just cast the pudge mid. So having a little bit of jolly back and forth there, but yeah. Time to kill the time while we wait for this last pick to come out. They're dipping pretty far into their reserve time as they look towards deciding what their last hero will be. I have a feeling it's going to be something special, man. It's going to be something special. They've been drafting a little bit of unusual heroes, and I'm curious to see where they're going to go from here. I would love to see them pick up something that... Actually, I don't even know. Let's see a Clinks. I'd like to see a Clinks. I think they'd pick up Clinks. Clinks is actually ridiculous in this patch, and I haven't seen anyone playing it. Just because they made Searing Spears not a unique attack modifier. I mean, you can stack Lifesteal on that if you want, or Desolator and Crush Towers. I mean, it is a potent frickin' hero now, and nobody's touched him yet. Think about it, folks. Run that Clinks. Run that Clinks. Anyways, Alchemist is going to be the last pickup here by maybe win one, so very interesting. I think that'll probably be the mid hero. I don't see Alchemist going down and towards a hard farming one position. He's very good on the mid lane, and that acid spray can deal a lot of damage. So I think that's probably where we'll see the Alchemist, and we'll see the Silencer in a tri-lane with the Skywrath and the Earthshaker. That is what I'm guessing right now, but we could see that flip the other way around. We could see a safe lane Alchemist with a mid lane Silencer, and the Skywrath and the Earthshaker kind of just roaming and supporting as needed, but yeah.
10 seconds
very
remaining.
Very interesting indeed. The acid spray works very well against us
5
dying.
seconds remaining.
We got a Huskar, friends. We have a Huskar. Are you excited for the Huskar? I am excited for the Huskar. Oh man, I need to change these things so they're not defaults. I like my Temple HUD skin. It looks very good, but it's not good for casting.
For battle.
Anyways, let's introduce the team. So over here on team I Will Purchase Perseverance, that is their name. Also playing under the tag Lena Dota, we're gonna have King Liger here on the Witch Doctor. Up towards the top lane, Anteater is gonna be playing that Husker. Grant Derlin is going to be playing the Jakiro. Over towards, actually, Anteater's going mid with the Huskar. Solo safe, we do have Lana Del Rey playing that Terrorblade, and down on the bottom, Attila is going to be playing the Undying. Towards the, once again, aggressive tri-lane, we've got Hero playing on the Skywrath Mage. Fonzie going to be playing the Earthshaker, and following up will be Rich on that Silencer. Towards the mid lane, we've got Alchemist going to be played by Jihad Bomber, and Pudding is going to be taking that solo safe against the Undying. So this was exactly as I was mentioning in the draft. They're going to be playing just like... just like I mentioned, we're going to have an aggressive tri-lane with the Silencer, with the Skywrath Mage and the Earthshaker, and the solo mid lane Alchemist, and the Alchemist works out very well, but is he going to work against the Husker? I'm very interested to see this, because the Husker's big selling point is his magic immunity. When he gets down to low health, he has nearly full magic immunity. It's impossible to kill him. But
the battle begins.
Once again, fighting between Pudding and Attila. They started the game out like this last game, and Dirge does get the bounty rune. Says got it in chat just to be a little bit cheeky, but yeah, the Alchemist, he's all physical damage, so the magic resistance is not going to mean a damn thing for him. And if he does get a fully charged Unstable Concoction, combined with the, thank God you didn't use Salve this time for it. Yeah, that last game that tied under is not having a good time. But anyways, this is all going to be physical damage getting dropped out here on Anteater, and so he's going to have to play very far back. Now, he does have the better harass with that Searing Spears, but, you know, the Alchemist should be able to stay further back because of it. Now, once again, tri-lane versus tri-lane. This is going to be a very ugly fight here, but we'll see how it turns out. Lana Del Rey having a hard time finding that farm. Not able to move forward quite yet, as it was in the last game. And Curse of the Silent is the first pickup here by Silencer, so if he lands that out, Terrorblade's going to be forced to use spells or just lose all of his mana. And this is what I was scared about early on. I mean, Silencer worked out great against this hero because his cooldowns are so massive. The shortest cooldown he has is 16 seconds, and I mean, I just don't know if you can sustain using that. Down on the bottom lane, I think this should be relatively even trades here, but Undying will lose it for the first couple levels while he waits for all of his spells to come up and you know, waits for the ability to spam out that spam out that decay even more. Now Earthshaker just poking away at the Jakiro. Oh my god, what a wall. Fantastic. Holds out King Liger. He's not going to be able to go anywhere. He's going to try to cut through the trees, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. They need one more auto attack. Are they going to find it? No, they won't. The Skyrath actually moves really far forward. Is he going to get it? One more auto attack. That will be first blood. Hero doesn't take the first blood, but will fall for it. Metamorph Illusion popped up by Lana Del Rey. He's going to get a kill for that. I don't know if it was worth it. And Curse the Silent out on him, and the Fissure are going to keep him locked back, but this tri-lane's looking a little bit more even already than it did last game. Metamorphosis getting popped off early will give them a bit of an advantage for a moment while that ability is up, but Salve's going to have to be popped off here in just a second. Hero being very aggressive in his positioning, getting right up in their face, and just popping off the spells whenever he can. Now he's going to be found up in the trees. Curse the Silent popped off, and you know, isn't going to matter. Oh man, the Ice Path doesn't quite catch, but the Cask is enough, and they do get a kill on Hero. Lana Del Rey does get that kill once again, so 2 kills up on him already. He is feeling good about this, and this tri-lane is working out a little bit better for Lena Dota than it did last game. Apologize if it's confusing that I keep going back and forth between Team Perseverance and Lena Dota. That's what you get when a team signs up with 2 names. It's just not useful. Attila looking very scared right down here. Maybe. No, he actually turns it around. Weaver did not have the Sakuchi ready, could not keep himself away from that. And with a Decay and a Soul Rip, Weaver gets popped. So the Undying is actually winning this lane. Much to my surprise. Like I said, I figured he would be trading a little bit better once he got a couple levels, but now at that level 5 he actually turns around and gets a kill. He might have to run away though, as he has no more mana, and putting his back in lane, jumping right up on his biscuits, throwing out the auto attack. He's gonna soul rip himself to keep himself alive, and will be able to get back to his tower no problemo. So he'll be walking back to base to recover, maybe grab an item or 2, and that will be it. Up in the mid lane, the Alchemist is still doing pretty damn well. He's leveled up that he's gone. Oh wow, we actually saw a kill up on the top lane. I totally missed it. Terrorblade gets chunked down, gets finished off, so unfortunate for him, but anyways, Stun getting charged up here. He's going to go, and he actually just finishes off Anteater right underneath his tower, pops off that Chemical Rage, and it'll keep him alive for now. He's going to walk up towards top and pop off those bottle charges and hopefully grab a rune when it comes up in just a second here. Yeah, I really like that play. Like I mentioned earlier, that Alchemist, full physical damage, will be able to deal with that Husker totally fine, and the magic resistance means absolutely nothing. Cool little thing they did here, they cut through these trees so they can get away if they need to, but King Liger finding himself in a lot of trouble here. Last word up on him, and that's going to pop for sure. A couple more auto attacks, and he'll be within range of death. There he goes. Skyrath Mage gets the kill on the Witch Doctor. He's going to fall. Lana Del Rey walks over here with that Metamorphosis up. He's going to try to brawl this out. He does want to try to finish off Fonzie, but he gets stunned out at the last second, and a couple more auto attacks will finish him off. Fonzie walks away from that with a sliver of health, and so will Hero. So once again, that's 2 kills right in a row, and although he got the 2 early on, he has now died twice to make up for it, and not having a good time. Sentry Ward's purchased and placed by the Undying here, so he's a little bit better down on that bottom lane, and Jihad Bomber just absolutely owning mid right now. He's got the phase boots up, he's got his farm going, and he's got control of both of the runes already, and there's not much that Anteater can do right now. The stun is getting thrown out, and look at this damage, 220, plus the little bit of ticks from the acid spray, and it is just causing so much trouble right now. I mean, this is exactly what I was talking about, and I like that combo too. You charge up the Unstable Concoction, you throw it, and then you drop the acid spray while it is mid-air, and it results in a stun. And for those of you who aren't aware of the interaction there, acid spray reduces armor, and due to Unstable Concoction being physical damage, it actually increases the damage that it does. So if your opponent is standing on the acid spray, when the Unstable Concoction flies, it dishes out a bonus set of damage. Down towards bottom, Skyrath is rotated down here to try to help out that Weaver here, and oh man, Undying, he's staying way too far forward for this. Skyrath finds him, couple auto attacks, Weaver jumps in, the Sakuchi will be enough to finish him off, so Undying does drop there, and that rotation, it works out well, but despite that rotation working, Silencer has not been able to farm as freely as he was before up on the top lane. As you can see, it slipped just a little bit. I mean, he is still ahead of the Terrorblade, but had to stay very far back underneath his tower. And this is what I was talking about earlier. I mean, Lana Del Rey has no choice but to just take all of that damage from Curse of the Silence, because, I mean, if he doesn't, he's just out of mana, and that's it. Husker on the mid lane, looking towards his power treads. Doesn't quite have it yet. We'll need a couple hundred more gold and another courier trip for that. Jihad Bomber doing pretty damn well, like I said, has those phase boots, and I think they're going to be looking for a kill here. Hero is waiting. Of course, Anteater cannot see this because of the nighttime vision, and they're going to jump right in on it. Sun goes out, and bam, Anteater's going to get finished off. They let the Acid Spray get the last hit on that, and the teleport is canceled because there's not much that they can do there. Jihad Bomber doing really well. 2 kills to his name already. Skyrath has rotated around and caused kills in both the mid and the bottom lane, so he is doing his part for sure. And the Silencer is still alive. He's still kicking. Like I said, not getting the best CS he can, but, you know, it still creeps, and, you know, he's still helping his team thrive and do well. Actually misses that Curse the Silent there. That was a little bit of a misclick. Anyways, oh man, the Soul Rip Decay almost finished off the Weaver there, but not quite the case. King Liger gonna throw out that cask, and it only hits just the once. Fonzie in a little bit of trouble, and Husker jumps. He's going right on Rich, but will he be able to survive this? I don't know. He is getting in a lot of trouble, but the restoration to keep him alive, and oh man, the stun from the Alchemist is enough to bring him down, and the Jakiro as well. They're going to turn this back around, looking for Lana Del Rey. He's going to go into the trees. We'll try to TP out, and he may be able to. Indeed, he does. He gets out of that, and the Witch Doctor will limp away from that for free. So we saw the Weaver die on the Weaver died on the bottom lane. Weaver died on the bottom lane. Look at that. And actually, that was the delayed fight recap, but. You know, doing good for Team Maybe here. This rotations are working out well, and this Alchemist is absolutely off to a wonderful flying start. He is, I mean, there's nothing you could ask for better out of him. He's won his lane, he's ganked successfully, he's the highest on the CS chart. This hero is doing work, my friends. 2,100 gold in the bank for him. I'm curious to see what he'll go for with that. Perhaps a Blink Dagger, maybe he'll just head straight into damage, pick up something like a Maelstrom when he gets the money for it. But, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on him. He's moving back down towards mid lane. Looks like they want to create some pressure here. Shut down the Terrorblade once again. And I mean, this is kind of the pattern we saw in the last game. That, you know, just Lena Dota struggling to find farm on their hard carry after that aggressive tri-lane breaks out. And, you know, from there, they just can't do anything. I mean, the hard carry rotates, and the rest of the other team rotates as well.
Dire's
I mean,
bottom tower
Terrorblade
is
goes
under
mid,
attack.
and so does everybody else. And now Terrorblade's back up towards top, and I'm sure in the next minute or two we'll see the Silencer be joined by some of his friends. Kind of how this game has been working so far. We were down on the bottom doing work, and man, Pudding loves this Orb of Venom. I mean, even on the range here, he's on a Weaver. He gets a 4% slow off of it, but it gets double applied because of Sakuchi and or Gemini rather. And Weaver, he gets popped off because of that Sentry Ward, but he just, you know, lets that time lapse fly and gets back to his tower unharmed. On the top lane, looking for the Terrorblade. There I go. This is exactly what I said. I mean, Terrorblade, he goes somewhere, and the supports show up to shut him down. I mean, Fonzie and Hero are fantastic about this, and I mean, biggest props to them for their play in these 2 games already. They have been key to shutting down Lana Del Rey and keeping him from getting the farm he needs. And I mean, it was the exact problem with last game. Spectre got nothing, and in this game, I mean, we're already looking at 3 kills on the Terrorblade. He is not faring very well for himself. And, I mean, he's not even level 6. Doesn't even have his ultimate. How is he going to survive in the mid game when, I mean, you've got supports that are already level 6? It's getting to be pretty brutal. Oh, yeah, Little Nova. Little Nova's literally the cutest courier in the game right now. King Liger gonna get jumped on by the Weaver. A couple more auto attacks. We'll get that kill in the time lapse. We'll get Weaver back out of that. He's got a bottle, so he'll be able to bottle this back up once the Searing Spears fly off of him here. So he's gonna run right back into the Husker. Is he gonna go for this though? I think he wants to bottle up before he starts this fight. And the Skyrath Mage is here to help him out as well. But the detection is there for him, and a couple more damage. A couple more damages, but Pudding walks away from that, no problem. He's got that magic wand, gives him that burst of health that he needed to survive the spears, and will survive. Up on the top lane, they're looking for a kill on Rich. Are they going to dive on his tower? Yes, indeed they are. The Undying pops off his ultimate. They want to go for this, but a TP in by the Weaver. They're going to try to pick up a kill. They do get the Silencer, but Pudding is here to try to save the day. Is he going to get a kill? I don't know. It doesn't look like it. And the Silencer will fall for nothing. So, Lena Dota find themselves a good trade there, but 12 to 5 is not the kill score that they want at this point in the game. Not feeling too confident here. Terrorblade just trying to farm up mid, and once again, Hero and Fonzie there to shut him down. Fantastic fissure. Oh my god, holds him in place, and there goes the Mystic Flare. He is done, he is gone, and that's it. This is absolute spectacle play by these two supports. Hats off to them. They have been running the show. I mean, that's 2 aggressive tri-lanes in 2 games, and after that, every single time the Terrorblade is rotated, they've been on top of them. Just props to them. I mean, this duo that they ran in both game 1 and 2, the Earthshaker and the Skywrath Mage, has worked out tremendously, and they are having a fantastic time with it. So I'm really liking their abilities, their ability to rotate, and their ability to cause havoc around the map. And you know, this is shaping up to look very similar to game number 1. We're seeing Team I Will Purchase Perseverance not having a fantastic laning phase, losing pretty much all of their lanes. I mean, the Undying kind of came out even with the Weaver, actually 3-1, so he did pretty darn well with the Weaver. But you know, that's the only thing different. The rest of his team has been getting crushed pretty hard. I mean, we saw Anteater die 4 times, and I mean, I think 3 of those were just straight up solo kills to the Alchemist, who walked up, got an unstable concoction, and dropped that right on top of the acid spray, and that was it. And he's now purchased up a Shadow Blade, so he's going to be a sneaky snake all over the map, jumping around, using that invis to pop off the concoctions, and you can bet that this will result in a lot of kills on some of the squishier heroes like the Witch Doctor, like the Jakiro, and even the Terrorblade. Doctor going to find himself a bounty rune there. Mad Bomber was looking for that himself, and he will not find it, but he's up on top lane. We got some pings out here as the Terrorblade has popped off that Metamorphosis. I'm curious to see what that Metamorphosis was used for. I mean, generally you want to save that for fighting or pushing a tower, and it doesn't look like he was doing either. Down in the mid lane, they're looking for Geode Bomber. He pops off the ultimate right away to try to make sure that he has as much health as he can if this engagement does break out, but it doesn't look like it will. And I think he can even go in on this. I mean, if he wants to jump, he could easily burst down the Jakiro and walk away before anything happens. But he's going to play it a little bit safer, stays further back, and we'll just farm for creeps for now. Power Tread's now finished up on the Husker, but he is really far behind right now, not having a good time. Anteater looking like he might want to jump, but not going to do it quite yet. Shadow Blade, unstable concoction, here we go. Flies out onto the Husker, and I think if he had saved that easily on the Jakiro, that would have been a guaranteed kill. Anteater was a little too far behind, but I think at that point he was just looking for somebody to click on because it was starting to run out of time. Attila has rotated up towards that mid lane to help out in any way he can, and
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
We've got rotations back towards top for the Terrorblade, and there he goes. Stun goes out, and
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This is so not good. So not good. 2 and 5, and he just cannot find any breathing room. 2 games in a row, just kill after kill after kill after kill, and no, that's just the way that maybe have been playing it, doing spectacular in their rotation. It's been key to their success. Jump in onto Geode Bomber. They're going to look for it. He's got the unstable concoction charging up. The Ice Path's going to hold him in place for a second, but he's going to walk away from this. No, he does drop 2 Searing Spears, and that's going to be a lot of gold in the Husker's pocket. But is it going to be worth it? I mean, this is 3 heroes going to die for just that. Mega kill up on Fonzie. He's got 5 to his name, and there's going to be pressure on the tower as well. Meanwhile, down on the bottom lane, Weaver is pushing away. Looks like he got a tower as well, and does finish off the Terrorblade for himself. So we look at that fight recap. We see 4 heroes dead on the side of Lena Dota, and wow, 14 minutes. They're going to call
Dire's
the GG.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Absolutely brutal.
Radiant's middle tower is radiant.
That's it.
Victory.
They do call it. GG, well played. Both teams call it, and man, I'm surprised. I mean, last game they stuck around for a lot longer, but I mean, we could see that this game was going in a very similar trend to the last one. You know, just fantastic plays by Maybe here. And I mean, Lena Dota, they're playing at a pretty, I mean, they were playing pretty solid mechanically. I mean, they all knew their heroes, they all knew their lanes, their roles, and they were doing all right. They were trading okay in the tri-lane, but just Maybe's ability to prioritize in fights, shut down the hard carries, and ensure that there was no way that Team Perseverance was going to be able to come back later on in the game was just spectacular. Their aggro tri-lanes were so coordinated, they worked out so well, and their rotations were amazing. The Skywrath Mage, played by Hero, and I mean, this guy is the MVP right here. He was causing every single kill this game. He rotated down to bottom, he rotated to mid, and then he came back up to top and killed Terrorblade even more. He was doing absolute work, and the support duo of Fonzie and Hero, I think, are the MVPs in this game. They played fantastically, and Team Maybe will be taking home 2 points today. 2-0, so that'll be it. Like I said, if I didn't explain this well earlier, we play a best of 2, so we play 2 games, and you know, you get a point for each one you win, and those points contribute to a round-robin tournament, which ends up determining where you get placed in the playoffs at the end of the season. So that'll be it for the UGC League for tonight. Be sure to check out the website, www.ugcleague.com. You can find all the updates for all the leagues, the standings, and other such things there. And as well, you can follow myself at twitch.tv/Cptn.Canuck, youtube.com/Cptn.Canuck, and twitter.com/Cptn.Canuck. Of course, as I just said 4 times in a row, I am Cptn.Canuck. Thank you guys so much for watching. It has been a pleasure to bring you these games, and I will see you again next time. Cheers.